O great mother of the soil, we offer our thanks. We celebrate the harvest. The earth is alive.
They called her mother until the day she stopped answering, long before kingdoms rose and fell, before men carved crowns out of gold and pride. There lived a goddess older than memory, ALAARA, the goddess of earth and femininity. She was not just worshipped, she was depended on. Every seed that broke the soil did so because she allowed it. Every child that cried into the world carried her breath. Every harvest that filled barns was a gift from her unseen hand. Women sang her name in the morning. Men poured libations to her at night. Even kings bowed, because without ALAARA, nothing lived. But power, when forgotten, becomes invincible, and invincible things are easily disrespected. As generations passed, the people began to change. They no longer whispered prayers before planting. They no longer honored the sacred balance of woman and earth. Men began to claim, we till the land, we own the harvest. Women were silenced, their voices buried like seeds never meant to grow. The priests grew greedy, the kings grew arrogant, and slowly, dangerously, they began to speak of ALAARA as if she were a servant, not a goddess. Then came the ultimate betrayal. A decree was made across the land. No woman shall lead rituals of the earth. The power of fertility belongs to the throne, not the womb.
The Earth Mother rises. The roots awaken. We honor you.
That night, the ground trembled. At first, it was subtle. A farmer planted yams. Nothing grew. A pregnant woman carried for months. The child never kicked. Rivers began to thin, like dying veins. Palm trees stood tall, but bore no fruit. The people panicked. They sacrificed goats. They burned offerings. They screamed prayers into empty skies. But ALAARA was silent. Weeks turned into months. Land cracked, opened like broken pottery. Hunger spread like wildfire. Women wept, not just from pain, but from something deeper, a loss of connection. Then one night, an old woman, blind in one eye, forgotten by many, stood in the village square. She laughed, a dry, terrifying laugh. You do not lose a goddess, she said. You drive her away. The villagers trembled. Where is she? They cried. The old woman pointed to the barren earth beneath their feet. She is there, but she has closed her hands. Desperate, the king ordered the women to gather. For the first time in years, they were allowed to speak. And what came out was not gentle. It was rage. It was pain. It was truth buried for too long. They spoke of being reduced, ignored, used, but never honored. As their voices rose, something strange began to happen. The green beneath them softened, the wind shifted, and from the door, a figure began to form, ALAARA. But she was no longer the one mother they remembered. Her eyes burned like molten earth. Her voice echoed like thunder beneath the soil. You call me mother, yet you dishonor my daughter. You pray for harvest, yet you destroy the hands that nurture life. You want fertility, but you silence femininity. Silence fell. No king spoke, no priest moved. Then she said something that would be remembered for generations. I did not curse this land. I simply stopped blessing it. The people fell to their knees. But ALAARA was not easily moved. She demanded something no sacrifice has ever required. Change, not offerings. Change, not offerings, not ritual. But respect, restore. Women were to lead again. Balance must return. The earth must be treated as a living being, not a possession, or she would live forever. And here lies the controversy whispered to this day. Some say the people agreed, and the land flourished again. Others say they only pretended just enough to survive. And that is why, even now, there are seasons when the earth refuses to give. Because somewhere beneath our feet, ALAARA is still watching, and she is still deciding whether we deserve her blessing or her silence.